Are you wanting to make a plant-based lifestyle change but don't know where to get the nutrients you need? There seem to be so many vitamins, like vitamin D, C, B12, A, and minerals like calcium, iron, phosphorus, and zinc. Do you need supplements for them? Or can you get them from food? You want to eat right, but why does it seem so hard? Here's the problem. There's often too much information found on the internet, and some of it is conflicting. So sometimes it's impossible not to feel lost and confused when making a plant-based diet transition. That's why I'm doing this episode. Let's take one of those nutrients of concern, B12, and break it down. We'll see if this is a nutrient you'll need to be mindful of and if you can just get it through foods, or if supplementation is needed. So if you're looking for answers and clear nutrition guidance, listen in. Welcome to the Plant-Based Eating Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Anna Zinn, plant-based registered dietitian and transition coach. Hi friend, do you want to regain your health with plant-based eating but feel overwhelmed and lost about how to do it? Do you feel it'll be hard to change your meat-heavy diet and impossible with working, running the home, or chasing after the grandkids? If so, you're in the right place. Here you'll find simple strategies, clear nutrition guidance, and practical tips to help you thrive plant-powered with more energy. So if you're ready to ditch the guesswork and transform your health the stress-free way, cozy up now with a hot cup of tea or listen while you walk, and let me show you how doable plant-based eating can be. Let's do this. Having a health issue like diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart problems can be physically and emotionally exhausting. You're either worried about having a heart attack or how high your next blood sugar reading will be. Then there's the constant dealing with meds and their side effects, day in and day out. It can be so mentally draining. I remember a time when I was like that, when I had recurrent fevers from a urine tract infection and needed antibiotics, but was given a kind that gave me horrible side effects like nausea and vomiting and affected my appetite. In some ways, that was worse than the urine tract infection. I couldn't wait to be well again and have things go back to normal. Maybe you're the same. All you can think about is trying to get better and wishing things could go back to how it was. Well, friend, if you're ready to make a change, a real positive one that will move your health and your life forward, reach out to me. Life's challenges like work and busyness may try to get in the way, but they shouldn't stop you from reaching your desired health and weight goals. I believe that with just the right guidance, support, and expert eyes on your specific situation, plant-based eating can work for you and your life. So let's connect today. Send me an email at healthnow@plantnourish.com or apply for a free rapid health transformation call using the links provided in the show notes. I'll show you how to move easily to plant-based eating, enjoy that transition with minimal challenges, get optimal nutrition, and finally get to those weight and health goals you've been wanting. Now let's get into today's topic. If you're feeling lost trying to navigate the realm of nutrition and plant-based eating, I don't blame you. Both are truly vast and inexhaustible. There are constantly new research studies being done and more plant-based foods being studied with new health and disease-fighting benefits discovered. But it's easy to get lost and confused in the sea of information and misinformation on the internet. You really can't believe everything you read online. I've seen enough information floating around in cyberspace to know that a good portion is either outdated, misleading, or just no longer accurate, despite 1,000-page views, because of more recent research findings. So really be discerning. That's why I want to take a moment in this episode to address one common nutrient of concern. I once saw in my community this post that was made. It read, "I'm on my 3rd week and noticing I feel sleepy and tired by late afternoon. Googled it, and turns out I could be having vitamin B12 deficiency. What do some of you take for vitamin B12 supplements, and how much? How often? All sorts of responses came back, and some were a little questionable. This definitely got me concerned. That's why we're talking about B12 today, because I see comments like this in my community and elsewhere often. As a plant-based dietitian, I want to give you some key facts and advice to clear away the nutrition confusion around B12. So let's tackle these questions today so you can truly walk away with clarity and move forward with confidence in your plant-based diet transition. Now, vitamin B12 is such an important nutrient that I go into it in a lot more detail in my Plant Power Life Transformation course. But today, let's just focus on one key question. Should vegans, vegetarians, and plant-based eaters be worried about vitamin B12 intake? Or is this all a lot of unnecessary hype? To answer this question, let's look first at how our body uses vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is a water-soluble vitamin critical for many important functions in the body, such as DNA synthesis, red blood cell formation, folate metabolism, and the functioning of our central nervous system. So should you be mindful of your vitamin B12 intake? The answer is yes, absolutely. We've just seen how crucial vitamin B12 is in our bodies, so that's a key reason why we need to be mindful and ensure that we maintain adequate levels of vitamin B12 in our bodies. This is true not just for those on a plant-based or vegan diet, but also those on a regular diet too. The issue, though, is that our body's ability to absorb vitamin B12 through food gets capped relatively quickly, as absorption levels is dependent on the B12 receptor system within the stomach. However, it turns out that one of the easiest and most reliable ways to maintain good vitamin B12 status is to take a vitamin B12 supplement. There's a specific reason for this. That's because supplemental vitamin B12 is made to be in the crystalline form. So since it is not bound to protein, it will be easier to absorb, which can be especially helpful if you have prior conditions affecting gastric absorption. So since the vitamin B12 receptor system within the stomach is largely bypassed, the absorption of vitamin B12 from a supplement is actually better than that from foods. So how much? A general guideline for adults is having at least a 2,000 microgram dose of cyanocobalamin once a week or at least a 50 microgram daily dose. For those over age 65, the recommendation is 1,000 micrograms daily. And for even better absorption, try to take this as a chewable, sublingual, meaning under the tongue, or liquid supplement, and on an empty stomach. Can you forego taking a vitamin B12 supplement and just depend on food sources? The answer to this is yes, but you'll need to plan food intake of vitamin B12 carefully into your day to ensure true adequacy. Although supplementation with vitamin B12 would be the easiest and most reliable way to go to ensure adequate intake, there are some plant-based food sources of vitamin B12. These include vitamin B12 fortified foods like certain breakfast cereals, plant-based milks, and vitamin B12 fortified nutritional yeast, as well as dried purple laver, or nori. If you choose to go with nutritional yeast, make sure it is fortified with vitamin B12 and check the amounts provided per serving size listed on the nutrition facts label. Depending on the brand and product, you may need a quantity as little as 1 teaspoon 3 times a day to as much as 1.5 tablespoons 3 times a day to ensure adequate daily intake. If you'd like to learn more, a good resource to look at with more helpful guidance and amounts to take for selected nutritional yeast brands and products is Dr. Michael Greger's updated vitamin B12 recommendations infographic. I will link that in the show notes for this episode for you. So today we looked at a key question. Should vegans, vegetarians, and plant-based eaters take vitamin B12? And I showed you that yes, vitamin B12 is an important nutrient our bodies need, and that vitamin B12 supplementation would be beneficial and is recommended as the best way to ensure regular adequate intake. However, there are some plant-based food sources of vitamin B12, mainly through vitamin B12 fortified foods. But you will need to plan that carefully into your day if you want to use this method. Now here's an action step you can take. If you've already bought a bottle of vitamin B12, take a moment to look and see how much it provides dosage-wise and what form it is in. Is it in the chewable, sublingual, or liquid form? Also assess how you have been taking it, weekly or daily. Then make adjustments as needed. I hope this information provided today has helped you to gain clarity so you can move forward with more confidence in your plant-based diet journey. Thank you so much for listening. If this podcast has inspired, encouraged, or helped you in some way to transform your health, I would love to hear about it. Please take 30 seconds to rate and leave a written review on Apple Podcasts to let me know. It will encourage me so much to hear how this podcast has positively impacted and made a difference in your journey towards wellness. And share about this podcast with a friend or loved one so we can all thrive in the best health. Remember, plant-based eating can be easy and doable. See you in the next episode, my friend.